Yeah, man, I'm excited to have you in here.
do it,
Josh, York, GYMGUYZ. So tell me, I just want to start off. Well, welcome back, John, and we now have a guest. We
That's
have
it.
Mr. York himself.
First real episode back.
Yeah, real episode. So you and I met at Bev's long time ago, right? Even before I was doing videos. Just always good vibes between us.
Yep.
And I had no idea who you were and what you did.
Right.
And what you are doing, because you're still on the rise and constantly climbing up, and more energy than I could even comprehend sometimes.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So
And from Nick, that's saying something.
yeah, for real, man. It's nice to have somebody that emits so much positivity on a daily basis,
Appreciate
and it's
that.
not fake, because that's just how you are as a person. You're just constantly 120, 150.
All the time, man. All the
So
time.
for the people that don't know who Josh York is, who's Josh York?
So I'm the founder and CEO of GYMGUYZ. We are the fastest growing fitness brand right now in the world. I started this out of 2008 in my parents' dining room with a laptop and a vision. I like to call that vision our guarantee. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We will be the number one fitness brand in the world in the next 15 to 20 years. And I always say the chances of that not happening, you got a higher probability of seeing elephants fly. In the matter of starting in 08, we started franchising in 14. In a matter of 5 years, we have 250 locations. We're in 31 states. We're in 3 countries. We're about to enter into our 4th country. And yes, Nick and I connected. I saw a video you put out, and I was like, man, this guy's got some serious talent. And I remember I sent you a message, and then I also remember I hooked Nick up. I got him his first drone.
Sitting over there on
That's
top,
right there,
on top
because-
of the cabinet.
Because I believe in Nick so much, and we just worked it off with obviously editing and other things. But yeah, we are just disrupting the entire fitness industry, because you know what? I know you, and I know you have both ordered off Amazon in the last 4 weeks, and I know you're both also Prime members. And if you ask the majority of people in the world, the majority are going to say yes, or they know someone who has ordered off Amazon. Why? Because we live in a world of convenience. I said this in 2008. I'm saying it now, and we're going to continue disrupting the industry. And the reason is, at the end of the day, your business needs to be Amazon-proof. If it's not Amazon-proof, you're going to die. It's very simple. You will definitely 100% die. The great thing about our business model is human interaction is never going anywhere. Robots can't replace what we do. And the van, when it comes up to your house, which I'm going to explain in a second, we call it the accountability van. So pretty much what we do is we come fully loaded with all the necessary equipment, 365 pieces to be exact. We like to break it down, one for each day of the year. And we provide our 3 C's, which are the core competencies of our business. And that's convenient, customized, and creative workouts. And we service clients anywhere. Home, office, pool, park, place of worship, hospital, senior homes. You want to work out in the closet? We can make it happen. We literally bring the workout to you. And, we're in the business of fitness, but really we're in the business of changing people's lives.
So obviously it wasn't always like that for you, because I know the backstory, but a lot of people don't know the backstory. It wasn't always sunshine and on the up and up for the business.
It's still not all sunshine. There's
No, of course. Entrepreneurship, and if that's something that we can convey to a lot of people listening, it's that I tell people all the time, my business, up and down, feast and famine sometimes, and you have to be able to roll with the punches, change with the times, and kind of evolve and adapt, I usually kind of say. So when you had the idea for GYMGUYZ, what kind of brought it about for you? Like what kind of mentality were you in, state were you in, and what brought it about?
Mm-hmm. So the fact of the matter is, I didn't know what I wanted to do, right? Everyone tells you you're supposed to go to school. I have my thoughts on that. But, I went to college, and I just honestly went to college because my friend was going there. And I just said, all right, he's going to CW Post, which is, I think, Long Island University Post now. And I just said, all right, I guess I'll go there too. And that's what I did. And I said, I'll just take a business management, degree, and this is what I'm going to do. And here I am. And the challenge for me always was like, I'm sitting in school with a professor that's teaching me. And what I used to always think was, how much money's in this guy's bank account? Or her, or whoever it is. And I used to always think that. Because I'm like, I'm going to be very successful no matter what. But like, what really hit me was one day I remember leaving a class, and I saw one of my professors driving away in his car. It was like a beat-up old BMW, and he had literally rope tied around the door to hold the doors together.
Shit.
And I'll never forget that day when I left, and I said to myself, this guy's teaching a class that I'm taking, and he's trying to explain to me how to be successful. See, look, I'm not going to say school's a bad thing, but the thing is, the real education, the way I look at education, look, if you got to be a doctor or a lawyer, yes, a special accountant, you have to go to school. I get it. Okay, but if you're going to be an entrepreneur or if you're looking to really do something special, I really think you should work for free so you're not in debt. work for free for someone who's done it. You want to be the next Jeff Bezos, you work for him for free. I have 6 people right now working for me for free who've literally just reached out to me, and they're going to prove themselves. And one already, I'm offering him a job. He's going to be making 6 figures a year just for the fact that he's been working for me for almost 2 years now for free and proved value. But the point is you would get so much value, and that other person would benefit and get value by working for that person for free, because you're going to learn stuff you're never going to learn, because school taught me absolutely nothing. It teaches you good social skills, be able to make friends and hang out and have a good time. But I was never one to party. I've never done a drug in my life. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I've never done anything. I'm always the guy who's in bed early. Make sure, I get up early, get my workout, and that's
What time's your workout?
Every day I'm in the gym, 4:15. I'm up at 3:45 every day, like clockwork, no matter what.
No time to go to bed.
Depends, 10:30, 11. It depends. It really depends. Sometimes I try early.
He's a fucking machine, man. You
Yeah.
gotta see when he gets up every day, sauna, posts, everything.
Yeah, ice bath, 37 degrees.
What are you doing right after your workout?
Ice bath every day. Every single day I take an ice bath, no matter what. Every single day. Even when I have the flu. I had the flu, I still jump in an ice bath no matter what, But here I am, I'm in school, and see, the problem is in the fitness world, being a trainer is not scalable. Okay, just like being a doctor is very similar in the same way, because if you're a doctor and you're a trainer, you're exactly the same. A doctor without patients is unemployed, and a trainer without clients is unemployed. And I used to always say to myself, because I love training people, but I can't be doing this the rest of my life. I need to be making money when I'm sleeping. And I always said to myself, how great would it be if I got a van and stocked it with all the necessary equipment, and just literally, and how that came about was, I left school, got a 9-to-5 working for a boss, and that's the worst thing you could do is work for a boss. You never want to work for a boss. Leaders will always create other leaders, and you should always think here first and here second. And when you think with your heart first and not your head, you're going to make a lot better decisions, and you're going to be basing everything on EI, which I'm a very big believer on, and that's called emotional intelligence. And when you base everything around emotional intelligence, okay, you really learn how to really do great things. Because I know people, and I'm very good with people, and that's a very, very important thing to be very successful. So I'm now working in this corporate environment for a boss, which everyone in the whole office is miserable. There's more negative people in there you could possibly imagine. And it's a stat that 85% of people drive to work every day committing spiritual suicide on a daily basis. And then it's another stat that people spend 3 to 4 hours per day working on non-work related tasks when they're at work. So I said, look, I take negative signs and I slice them right down the center, all right? I make them a positive. I said, I got to get out of this place. I'll go back into fitness. I'll figure things out, right? There's no such thing as no in my vocabulary. Every no is always going to get me closer to a yes. So one client came in late, and keep in mind, I was probably one of the most successful trainers around. I was making some serious money as a trainer, very successful. And I left all of it to take a job for $40,000 a year. Left it all because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. So I had to build up all my clients again. Yeah. And then one of my clients came in late one day and said, Josh, I wish you can come to my house. I just don't have any equipment. And I said, holy smokes. This is like one of those ideas where it's like, why didn't I think of this?
Light bulb.
I'm going to professionalize this model, franchise it, and I'm going to give people the opportunity to be able to run their own business and be in business for themselves, but not by themselves. And here we are today, disrupting the entire fitness industry. We just got an article published like 3 weeks ago by Inc. We are it was the top 10 list, and we're the number 1 in the fitness space, but top 10 fastest growing franchises in America. And we were number 5. And we're getting closer to number 1, but that comes with patience. You got to be patient. You got to be patient, and you got to be willing to understand, the real true 5 rules of success are this, okay? Number 1 is you got to define your goal, right? That goal has to be defined, and that's very important. Number 2 is you are going to encounter every single possible painful thing that could possibly ever happen to you, ever. When I tell you problems, you have no idea what I mean when I say problems. And then after you have those problems, you're going to have to figure out, okay, how do I solve these problems? Once you solve them, you're going to define them, which is the 4th step, to figure out how they're not going to happen again, because a loss is a good thing. But you have to look at a loss as a lesson. And when you learn that lesson, you get better and you sharpen your tools, as I like to say, whoa, right? Sound effects are very important. And then the 5th thing is you do it. You just freaking do it. And you just don't complain. And you just get after it. And you just never stop. And you just stay focused. See, the problem is people like to jump like crickets. And that's a very bad thing to do. If you're good at something, focus on that and be good. Be the best at it. Don't do 700 different things. When you scale and grow and you build a team and you have an infrastructure and you have lots of employees, then you could do that. But you got to be good at that, and you got to perfect that craft. And look, I've been doing this 12 years, and honestly, I'm just getting started.
Just getting warmed up.
Just getting started. But at the end of the day, everything is about patience and time. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing. It takes time.
Yeah, I have to remind myself that a lot, because although I've come so far in such a short amount of time for myself, I have to also remember that I'm only a few years in, and there's still so much to learn, not only on the video side, the editing side, but the business side of things, because this is me doing everything. Paperwork, invoicing, dealing with clients, dealing with the actual shoots themselves. So patience is something that is super important, that I think is a huge conveying point for a lot of people and things, because instant gratification world, that's what we're in. You put a post up, you get a like, and you feel good that you got a like on something.
Here's the problem. There's a lot of things wrong with social media, okay? Now, I get these messages all the time, and I'm not on social media that long, maybe about a year, if that. And, I can grow your page. I don't want that. I actually literally hired a company to help me, and I ended up getting fake followers. Literally 2 weeks later, I deleted all of them. I literally deleted like 3,000-4,000 of them. I don't care about that. Let me tell you social media, all right? I like making money. Just like everyone else wants to make money and be successful. But I really also love making a difference, and that's what we do. But I'll tell you a perfect example. I reached out to someone on social media, and I'm not going to mention his name, but very successful in the social media world, like a lot of followers. Told him I wanted to possibly do business with him. Now, keep in mind, we have over 250 locations, and we have roughly a little over 100,000 customers now, okay? And over 600 employees throughout the system. I wanted to do a deal with him, okay? And he's like, yeah, I'll get back to you. This could have been like what we're doing now with this company, this other company I went with. Mm-hmm. You're talking big money on a monthly basis. This person portrays himself as he's this big-time business person, but never even got back to me. That's social media. It's a lot of fake smoke and mirrors out there, and you got people taking pictures in front of cars that they don't even own, and people going to freaking private, plane, private airports to go in front of private planes like they're walking on the plane. All this stuff's fake.
So you're not posting any pictures in front of Rolls Royces or anything?
No,
as a CEO of a very successful company,
I'm not that guy.
No. Oh shit!
Then I don't know if you're actually making it, man.
I don't know. Listen, the key is, look, everyone's gonna say something and has something to say. The most important thing is you can never also compare yourself to someone else's path, because everyone's journey is going to be very different. Someone could do it in 10 years. Someone could take 20 years, okay? And that's why I implore everyone to read the book Shoe Dog. It's my favorite story. It's a story of Nike.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to touch on this.
And
you wait until this is a great one.
Yeah.
And it's a really, 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 really special book. And
why do you enjoy the book and Nike so much?
Because the journey that Nike went through is just out of control crazy. It's just crazy. It's just like that book will pretty much is my favorite book, and that book will pretty much teach you what business is. It's very dirty. It's very painful. You got to literally picture you have like a cut, right? It's like a deep cut, and you feel like you need stitches, right? But you're like, you know what? The cut's going to heal. I'll just let it heal. And then each day you take a knife and you keep digging in the cut every day. It just gets deeper and deeper. And then you're like, well, why isn't my cut healing? And the same day you're doing the same over and over. You keep digging in that cut. That's how painful business is. And that's why I say business is 80% mindset. You have to have the right mindset. Mindset will win over everything else. That's a fact. And I do a lot of things that people are not going to do, because I'm going to allow myself to have things that people are not going to have. And I don't care what anyone thinks. I truly believe I'm one of the baddest people in this world. That's what I believe. I believe I'm the baddest person out there. I believe that. Am I? I have no idea. No, I'm sure, if I got like into an argument with Chuck Liddell, he'd probably knock me out cold. But I believe that, and you should believe the same thing, because it's all about where you put yourself in the perspective. And I always like to say you need to create yourself an alter ego, literally, of someone who you want to be, and then you eventually become that person. But you have to be obsessed with it.
It's funny. People spend years and years and years, literally, of like in-game time playing World of Warcraft and Minecraft and all these different games where it's an RPG where they made this self-character that's not really them. But if they put all that time into believing that was themselves, if you're playing, say, Skyrim, right, and you're fighting with a sword, if you spend that much time playing with a sword in person, I don't know who's going to hire you, what you're going to do. You're going to make a lot of money playing with the sword in real life.
Make a lot of money doing anything as long as you're passionate about it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I know nothing about video games. I don't even watch TV. I haven't watched TV. I haven't sat down and watched TV, and I can't even tell you, man. It's been almost probably a decade. Like I literally do not watch any TV. I don't play any video games. But what I will, I've never used Netflix ever. I don't even know how to use it. I've never even logged on to it. I've never used it. But what I will tell you is one thing. You know, I saw recently in some article, some young kid just won some EA Games Sports or whatever. He won $1 million or some crazy.
Yeah.
Playing games. His passion.
Yeah.
You just got to figure out what your passion is, become obsessed with it, and figure out how you can make money doing it. That's it. But it's got to be scalable. A lot of people come up with businesses that are not scalable. It's got to be scalable. It's got to fix a problem. It's got to be a solution to something, and it's got to be able to help. And when you put that all together, you can create success, but you got to be willing to believe it. Look, when I started this, I said one thing. This is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. There's no plan B. There's never a plan B. No matter
getting
how.
a side job, nothing. If something falls through, your mindset is 120% on you.
Listen, I would cut off a body limb with a chainsaw right now. That's how confident I am in where I'm going. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you don't even know half the things I've been through and pain I've sacrificed and what I've had to do to get to where we are today. Okay, like imagine, and this is true, this happened. I was literally sitting in a casino one night. I had taken out from my life savings X amount of dollars, and I had to hit it twice, and I was going to actually put it on red. Red's our color. I was going to put it on red to make payroll on a Monday. No joke. And I've started thinking about it. I was like, this is a really bad idea. I literally drove to Atlantic City, and I'm sitting in that casino, and I'm like, should I do it? Should I not do it? My God. And I'm like sitting there, and each time I was like, all right, red, and it would hit black. And then I do it, all right, maybe I'll go black, and it would hit red. And then I was like, let me just do it. And I was like, no. Anything's possible. So what I did was I literally went through all of our clients, called them all, and I couldn't take any credit cards. I needed to actually pick up checks because I needed the money to be in the bank for that Monday for payroll to hit. I ended up raising, I only needed $22,000, like roughly $22,000. I ended up raising $46,000 over a weekend because I made it my freaking job to do that. You have to become so freaking obsessed. I can't even explain it. But your obsessions can become your possessions, but you have to literally believe it. You got to put yourself there. You got to visualize it. You got to see it. You got to just do it over and over and over and over and over again and never stop. That's it.
So I want to ask you something because it's one of my favorite stories. Now, I have the luxury of doing a lot of videos with you, and it's awesome when I get to link up with Josh because I always feel supercharged when I walk out of one of his fucking keynotes, and I'm just like, I'm ready to go get it on my shit.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here taking it all in right now.
John's like, ready to go get all of the clients. He's going to start signing people up in my building. But can you touch on National Swiss Cheese Day?
Yeah, so I have a holiday on August 1st, and it's called National Swiss Cheese Day, and I created this holiday back in 2007. And what I do is every August 1st, I get a half a pound of Swiss cheese. I don't even eat the cheese. No matter where I am, even if I'm traveling, I pick up a half pound of Swiss cheese and I just keep it with me. And I FaceTime a very special person. Now back in 2007, obviously I was always training, and I was training a very successful billionaire. Not a millionaire, a billionaire. To this day, I've never seen anything like it. And I'm going to reinvent it one day, but he had literally an aquarium for his shower. So he had a huge rain shower in the center and literally an aquarium. And roughly, it was $50,000 a month to clean the thing. Sharks, like everything, like crazy, like
big boy aquarium.
Like literally, like you're at an aquarium and you're showering. It was the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. And he had like some special, like ceramic, metallic backing to the tank that it would just look so cool. Anyway, I really admired him. This guy was self-made. He was in the garment business, and I told him about what I wanted to do, and he's like, Josh, the business is like Swiss cheese. It's got too many holes in it. You're never going to succeed. Now, obviously, I felt a little upset and discouraged. Now, so I've implemented this a long time ago, and it's called the 5-minute rule, okay? And it's not really 5 minutes, but it is 5 minutes because you can't spend more than 5 minutes on something that's not going to matter in 5 years. An example I like to always give is Tiger Woods now. Look at Tiger Woods, what happened to him years ago. Like 7 years ago. He was on every front page of every cover of newspaper, magazine, everywhere. And then what happened when he just won the Masters? He was the best thing ever since sliced bread. That's how the world works. So I'm leaving this house, and I'm like, I choose my own destiny. Screw him, whatever. Let it go. 7 years later, I'm on the front page of the New York Times business section, and the article says disrupting the fitness industry. He sees it, calls me, and now all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I believed in you," and I'm
Best
like,
friends.
and I'm like, "Bobby, what are you talking about?" He's throwing crazy money at me. He wants to invest in the business, this and that. And now every August 1st, I FaceTime him, and sometimes he picks up, sometimes he doesn't. If he doesn't, I send him a video, and I just say thank you for inspiring me, and I appreciate it. So, listen, people are going to say whatever they want to say. But, at the end of the day, when I started this, I'll never forget how many people said, "Why are you doing that? That's so stupid. They should be coming to you. That's the dumbest thing ever. You should be opening up a brick and mortar." Yeah, brick and mortar's dying. Sorry. Brick and mortar's dying, and it's going to continue to die. And a lot of gyms are going to die. I'm not saying all of them are. Mm-hmm. The ones who are smart will stay alive. Look, you mark my words. If Bed Bath Beyond right now does not figure out a new way to create, because think about Bed Bath. Is there anything in Bed Bath that you can't order on Amazon?
Nope.
They should be having folding classes for pregnant women, for people who are getting married. They should be creating an experience that you have to go there to do. Toys R Us could have survived, and I think now they're opening again.
They're reopening, yeah.
Are they?
But
yeah, they're reopening in Jersey. I think it's the first one.
If they're smart, what they will do is have, like, what's that arcade game everyone loves, the video game, Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
Fortnite parties, get little kids in there with slime, and create an experience. That will make them survive. Look, Blockbuster, say hello to Netflix. If you don't evolve, you die. It's very simple. And although we're the first to do this and the first to create this category, there's people now trying to copy us and come out. That's okay, but you still got to evolve or you'll die.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much Swiss cheese day. And, look, it's...
Every time I hear that story, man, it gets me. Every time. Because I love it because even for me, it's... And I'm sure you can attest to this because you said it hurt to hear that at first. Mm-hmm. To hear somebody talk about your business model, your idea, your baby.
Someone you admire and love and respect and you want to be like that person tells you that. That's not cool.
Yeah, it hurts.
Listen, you can do whatever you want. Don't listen to anyone. You just do whatever you want. You got to believe it. You just got to do it. The problem is 75% of people just never, ever complete it. They never cross the finish line because they give up before the miracle happens. Tomorrow, everything could change for both of you. You don't know what could happen. Mm-hmm. You could open up a door, and next thing you know, it could be the greatest thing. You don't know what the hell could happen. Look, and I'm not saying this at all. I'm just being real with you. Look, I'm very busy. I love you, and that's why I'm here.
And I appreciate
right?
it. Mm-hmm.
Okay? For you're an up-and-coming podcast. I know this is going to be a big deal, and I want to provide great content to you and give you a freaking high energy of an interview, and I'm going to help blast this out on my own channel to help you grow. But when you do good things happen back to you. When you're a nice person, nice things happen. You know what I've been doing now for the holidays? Every bill I get, I take the total for the bill and I make it the tip. And I say, happy holiday. Whatever bills I've been doing lately. I literally take the total, even if it's $20, $30, $100, $100 tip. Happy holidays. You just got to do good things. The problem is there's not a lot of good out there. Yeah. Right?
The negative overshadows all the good that
happens.
And
people think, oh, I'm too cool, or I wouldn't do this, or, oh, well, I've been on, podcasts with millions of people. That means nothing. It means nothing. Everyone starts from zero. Everyone. So you got to look at it from that perspective because, see, one thing I've always done is I always stay grounded, and I always act every day like I have $1 in my bank account. And this is actually a true secret that I've never told anyone. I'm going to tell you right now. I have a bank account that's a separate bank account that has $1 in it. I don't even touch that bank account. Literally, there's another bank account that I have that just has $1 in it.
I actually love that.
And
that's actually motivating.
And
they hate you.
And I look at it every day. I've never missed a day. I look at it every day, and I put in my freaking mind that I'm broke as hell. If you really want to see what you could do, why don't you lose everything? Take everything away from you. Lose your home, lose your car, lose everything. And then you'll see how hungry you are. People say, oh, I'm scared. I can't do this, right? Someone was actually just talking about this the other day. They were like, oh, I don't know how to go to ask someone. Just ask them. You'll be uncomfortable. You'll get over it. Like, there was an article recently I was just reading that people fear public speaking more than, it's scarier than death.
I have to do the best man toast at my cousin's wedding in April, and I'm already dreading it.
Look, I just did a recent keynote in front of 5,000 people, okay? 5,000 people. You think I'm going to sit here and tell you I wasn't nervous? Of course I was nervous. I was like, but I controlled myself, and I've learned over the years, and then you just do it. And once you go, you just ready to rock. But you got to just do it. People just don't want to do it. But if you take everything away from you, you would look at things in a whole different perspective. But I literally have a bank account that has $1 in it. And I opened that bank account, I'm not even joking, in 2008 when I started the business. And people used to laugh at me, and all these people used to, I'll never forget, I was engaged to be married, and this girl left me. She couldn't handle my schedule. I'll never forget, I came home, she was crying. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me because I have the most amazing wife in the world who I love more than anything, and she's the most supportive thing, and that's very important too. But I'll never forget that day, I literally opened up that account. I opened up that bank account, and I've never, ever touched it. $1, no minimum, nothing. It's sat there since 2008, still to this day. And I've never missed a day I don't look at it. That's the mindset you got to have. Because at the end of the day, no one's touching me. No one. Because I'm not going to let it happen. That's it. I work like someone's trying to eat my cheese. No one's eating my cheese. That's why. You want to take an hour to respond to an email? Shame on you. I do it in a second. I'm going to be better than you. You want to take 2 days to get back to somebody? I'm going to do it in a second. Shame on you.
He is super quick with the emails.
If you want to be the best, there's no such freaking thing as a work-life balance. It's the biggest bunch of nonsense I've ever heard. I work 7 days a week, 365. That's how I operate. If you want to be great. If you want to be great. If you don't want to be great, then just do what everyone else does and just stroll around and wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and go. If you want to be a beast, a warrior, see, I'm a warrior. If you want to be a warrior, you got to think like a warrior. That's it. That's it. I got this new thing I'm doing. I'm putting myself through a Navy SEAL training. I got a buddy of mine who's Navy SEAL. I'm going to literally put myself through that training. I'm going to go to that Hell Week.
You already started that morning routine.
I've already started, but
breathing through a straw.
No, I duct tape my mouth when I do cardio. I breathe out of my nose only.
I love it. He goes, when do you meet me there? I said, yeah, I'll catch you there.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
Because when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations like that where you feel like you're gasping and you can't even breathe and you feel like you're going to die, look, at the end of the day, it only makes you stronger and better. And when you have these other situations, like, when you get bad news, you get that anxiety and you're like, you know that feeling? Mm-hmm. I've become numb to that feeling. I've trained myself. You ever hear how fighters like take wood sticks and tap their legs to kill the nerves? So like when they hit,
yeah.
Like the fighters that kick each other. In the shins.
But you know how long that takes to develop that, to be able to do that. It's the same thing.
It's a while.
Same thing, same concept.
I love it. Oh yeah, every time, man. It's just I feel energized. I'm sorry, John. If you have something that you want to ask Josh or talk to him about,
I'm good. I'm
because like I said, I'm around Josh enough where I know some of the stories that he may not touch on. I want to hear about your Firestone spree.
Oh yeah.
He just goes, oh yeah. It's great because you want to talk about somebody who not only is going to get what he wants, no matter what it takes, and is a go-getter and thinks revolutionary, right? You don't think outside the box. How do you think?
Like there's no box.
See? Mm-hmm. So, tell me about the Firestones.
So, all right. So we'll go back to the shoe dog story,
yeah, this is the most recent one, right?
Yeah, and I'm obsessed with Phil Knight. Love Phil Knight. And one day I was in my office and I said to myself, man, what do I got to do to meet Phil Knight? Seems almost like an impossibility, right? Phil Knight's too much of a celebrity. He's backed by a veil of corporate protection, and he's worth $39 billion. And he's 83. Seems like an impossibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a box, right? And in that box, I placed a heartfelt letter, a 2030 canvas of Phil Knight in his younger years, a hardcover copy of Shoe Dog, and a Firestone. Yes. I ship more people tires than you could possibly imagine. And tires have got me into more doors than you could possibly imagine. And the message I put on the tire is my drive and intensity will leave tread marks all over your floor. We need to connect. So Nike...
fucking genius.
So Nike stated if you were lucky, Phil Knight would get back to you within 6 months to a year. But due to the amount of packages Phil Knight gets, he's not going to get back to you. So the box goes out. Now, I usually ship 18-wheeler tires, but for Phil Knight, since he was a little older, I shipped a regular tire. Now, and this is very expensive to do.
Yeah.
And even though I'm sharing this, I will tell you right now, 99.99999% of people will never take the effort to actually do this because there's a lot involved in this.
Yeah.
So the box goes out, right? 7 days later, my door busts open, and there's my CGO pushing in a box addressed to me with Nike's return address on it. So with the anticipation of a 5-year-old child, I run to the table, grab the scissor, run to the box, open up the box, You want to know what's in the box?
What's in the box, Josh?
In the box was a signed tire, a signed canvas, a signed book that said, just do it. Now, keep in mind, Nike stated they will not ship back anything unless you put a prepaid box in the box. I didn't want the tire back. The tire was to send a statement. Phil Knight paid to ship the tire back to me. Now, most people would stop right there, right? Because that's what most people do. Well, no. I found my handler, the handler for Mr. Knight, and connected with her. And I can't get into too much details, but you could figure out the rest. But in the end of February, Phil Knight and I'll let you do your imagination to it. I make the magic happen because I do whatever I have to do to get whatever I want to get. And I will not stop. Nothing happens the first time. If you expect to grow like a beautiful plant outside and you water it one day and never water it again, what's going to happen? It's going to die. And that's it.
Yeah.
Right? And now I'm going on Gary V next month. All right? You know, Gary V and I are going to become very good friends, man. Him and I just really hit it off, and we got some big things in the works. But, you know, from Gary V to Grant Cardone now to Ed Milet, who I've had on, to Dean Graziosi, all these people. I have literally got the biggest players in the game on my podcast, connected with the biggest players in the game, because I don't take no for an answer. But normal, let me tell you something right now. Normal does not work. Average doesn't work. Being weird and crazy, and look, when you tell me I'm crazy, that is the highest compliment you can give me. I take it as the highest compliment you could possibly give. But being weird and crazy equals successful. But people are not willing to do that. The amount of effort that is required to get to where you want to go is ridiculously insane. But people don't want to put out that type of output because it's too much hard work. Just like I had someone recently call me. He's like, I really need your advice, Josh. Can you please help me? My business is losing a lot of money, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And he called me. It was on a Sunday. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, I'm home watching football. I said, what? I said, you're home watching football? You just told me your business is not doing well and you're losing money, and you're home watching football? I'm hanging up on you. Take care. And I hung up on him. And he called me back. I said, what the hell? I said, what the hell? Dude, you answered your own question. Do you want to lose everything? No, of course not. What are you doing watching football? You should be out there grinding. You should be connecting with people. You should be selling. ABS, always be selling. And literally, I motivated the living hell out of him and inspired him, and the guy's business literally has turned around now. There's more to the story, but I'm just saying, you have to put out action. That's it. Action.
And ABB, always be branding.
Always, man.
You're always wearing GYMGUYZ.
Always.
Like no other.
Always.
Now, at the conferences that we do, you know, you have a conference once a year, and it's been 4 or 5 years now. 4 years, I believe.
We've had 4 conferences so far.
Yeah, so 4 conferences so far. You have your 5th next year.
Yep.
For the 4 conferences, you know, as the CEO, right, kicking your feet up in between the conferences, right, in the morning, sleeping in until it's your time to do the keynote, or are you still going at it?
You know the answer to that,
I know the answer. I want everybody else to hear the answer.
You're showing up late because you're on a business call.
Listen, at the end of the day, look, do you know when I travel, there's been times I've taken a 2-hour Uber ride, an hour there and back just to go work out at the gym because the hotel gym doesn't do it for me. 2 hours out of my day in the morning. That's how important my workout is. My routine doesn't shift at all. Nothing changes. Ever. That's how consistent you got to be. Mm-hmm. You can hire a sniper, and they will get me every single day. That's a fact. Every single day they'll get me. At the same minute, at the same time, making the same step. That's how precise you got to be. Very simple.
I fucking love it. Every time, man. It's just every time it gets me energized to go out and get it.
That's it. That's what it's about, brother.
So now, I actually have a question for you that I just always wondered. Were you always thinking of franchising because of the scalability?
From day one, yep.
Okay. And you always had that going for you.
You have to start with a blank canvas, and you got to be able to visualize what you see. And you got to literally take an imaginary brush and literally paint that vision in your mind of where you want to go, what's the direction, what does that look like, how are you going to get there, and you have to see it clearly, and then you have to become sickly obsessed with it. sickly obsessed. I mean, like obsessed. Like psychological disorder, like something's wrong with you. Obsessed. I am obsessed. You have no idea how obsessed I am. Obsessed. That's how you make your dreams come true. I don't care what anyone says. We're going to feed you any of this nonsense or this one saying this or, yeah, follow me on my page and I'm so successful. Let me tell you something. The amount of respect I've lost for a couple people who I thought were these big-time players when I'm trying to give them business and they didn't get back to me. If you tell me you're giving me business, I'm calling you within a half a second. There's just so many fake people out there. That's it. That's it.
And you said a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, a lot.
And it's super discouraging, but you gotta not sway from who you are and what you do, because that actually, in the long run, helps you to become better and better.
Listen, do you know this tune? Dun 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 dun. What tune is that from?
Mario.
Okay, yeah. Mario, right? Entrepreneurship is just like video game Mario Brothers. Why? I remember when I was younger, and I used to love Mario Brothers. And I never forget, I was trying to save the princess, and he came to this part where Dracula, whatever king... Bowser was there.
I got you.
Right?
I got you on the assist.
And I didn't know I had to jump over him, but I ran under him, and it went... Dun, 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 and I fell in the lava, right? Mm-hmm. But I got to a certain point in that level where I didn't have to start from the beginning. I started in the middle. Do you remember that sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. When you die in business, just like a video game, you get to live another day. But that's how you got to look at it. And then literally I was able to start from the middle because I got to a certain point of knowledge of what you have to do and where you have to go. And then I jumped over him and I saved the princess and I beat the round. You always could live to see another day, but you got to look at it like that. People don't.
I want to touch on one more thing with you, because I know you're a busy man. You got a lot of stuff to get to today, and we're super appreciative that you took the time. And I know we've been talking like you wanted to jump in.
Listen, at my pleasure. This is gonna be the best episode you're gonna ever do in your history on a podcast. I'm just telling. I'm not saying cockiness. I'm just telling you this right now.
Well, no, what about when you come on next time?
That
was gonna be pretty good too.
Next time when he builds a space shuttle and he's training people in space.
We will be the first franchise on Mars, by the way. I actually already have somebody in the office that says that. I'm not even joking with you. I'm being dead serious.
Sure. Every time he looks at me, he goes, I'm dead serious. I go, Josh, I never doubt you. When you say something, you're going to fucking do it.
But, see, when I came here today, I don't look at numbers. I don't look at where it is. I don't look at that. I just know that this is going to be the greatest podcast and the most informational and the best content you've ever gotten, and it's going to stay like that forever.
Psyched.
And at the end of the day, again, you just got to do nice things, man, and be good. And you do Nick's done a lot of nice things for me. And
vice versa.
And I'm going to always do a lot of nice things for you. And look, I look at it like I freaking helped Nick in the beginning because, you didn't have the money and I got that drone for you. But, like, I saw talent. Like, I'm very good at seeing talent. And look at what you're doing now. You put out the greatest videos ever. Your videos are freaking fantastic.
Appreciate you.
And your editing skills are amazing. And you have talent. You have very good talent.
We're going to scale it up just like you. I'm going to keep it going.
That's it.
I'm going to keep listening to this episode on repeat every morning.
That's it.
This is going to be my new alarm clock. Josh yelling.
There you go.
I'm going to be in bed for an hour. There we go.
No, I won't be. It'll be like the whole episode zipped down. So on top of obviously building a great business, continually being a fantastic leader, especially with all the people that are under you and work with you, the biggest thing that GYMGUYZ does on the other side is saving people and helping people
100%.
and saving lives for not to even be too dramatic or sound too dramatic. Is there any stories that I've heard but that you want other people to hear of some amazing successes?
Listen, I'd be here way too long telling you all the stories, but like one that sticks out, and it's really a special one because she still calls me every month, is this one woman I used to work with, and it would have been the best PR story, but she never wanted to like put herself out there. I met this woman. She was 414 pounds. She was drinking 17 Slurpees a day. She was trying to get bariatric surgery. It was too heavy. They couldn't do it. And she's worked with so many personal trainers and never done a thing for her. And I'll never forget the day I went to her. I had this new body analysis machine. It tells your fat, your skeletal muscle, your visceral fat, very high-tech machine. And I didn't look at it prior, and I didn't know that there was a weight limit, max on it. So she stepped on it. Obviously, it said error, started breaking down, crying. And I told her, I was like, I promise you, I'm going to help you. I promise you, I'm going to change your freaking life. Tell me what your goals are. if you had the perfect vision, what's your goal? She's like, man, I just want to lose all this weight, get married, and I want to live in Florida. I love Florida. I said, we're going to make that happen. So talk about consistency. I called her every single day. Every single day I was checking with her multiple times a day. I put so much effort into it, and I was training with her literally 4 or 5 times a week. She relocated to Florida. She's married. She has children. She calls me once a month, sometimes leaves me messages. Literally, I'm getting goosebumps, crying. Like, you changed my freaking life. I love you more than anything in the world. You're the most special person. And I can't tell you, it gets me emotional when I sometimes hear it. And she's 167 pounds. And she never even got surgery. And she might have to now because her skin from like all the excess. But the point is that we're not in the fitness business. We're in the people business. We help people. We make a difference, you know. I heard a story the other day, and this is like the most disgusting thing ever. Like, someone was getting picked on, you know. This is one of my franchise owners. This young boy was getting picked on for like years. And all he wanted to do was make the football team. And we actually helped him and made it. And now he's become like a very popular kid in school. And his mother literally like hysterically crying to like one of my franchise owners about like, I don't even know what I can do to thank you. Like, you've helped my family, you've helped my son, you built his confidence. And that's special, right? That's what we do. But it's a very rewarding feeling. It's great to make a living, right? But it's really great to make a difference.
I love that.
Yep.
And I think that's the perfect way. I mean, unless John has something else.
Yeah, no, I mean, you nailed it. I'm just sitting here fucking absorbing information this entire time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of speechless. Everything that's coming at you,
it's awesome hearing it because I hear, like I said, I hear it every time I'm with you. I hear a lot of the stories and a lot of the motivating tendencies that you have, which you have so many. That it's always nice to be able to have not only recorded form of it to play to hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands, however many people get to hear this, because I know you made impacts on us. I know other people are going to have the impact made on them. So
appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm going to have John kick this outro off. John?
So, thank you everybody for tuning in to this week's episode of The Voice.
And Rizzles, joined by the OG, Josh. What's your last name, Josh?
York.
Hey, let's go.
There he is.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.